Welcome back to another Fact Food Friday. Today, in this Fact Food Friday, we are going to be doing 10 heroic animals. And yeah, sounds like a very interesting topic. I always thought my dog was heroic because he always used to save the ball out the pool, but I'm sure he's nothing compared to these dogs. But let's get into it. Number 10, we have Toby the dog. At number 10, Toby is the golden retriever who performed the heroic and miraculous feat of Helimika maneuver on his choking owner in 2007. We'll explain what that is as we read. Toby's owner, Debbie Parkshaw of Calvert's, began to choke on a piece of apple in front of the dog and tried to help herself by banging on her chest, which she failed to do so the dog jumped up onto his hind legs and put his paws on her shoulders and pushed her to the ground, at which time he began jumping up and down on her chest. After the apple was dislodged, Toby licked Debbie's face to keep her conscience. Well, now there's a dog that can do, what's it called? Well, the thing where you push on the chest. Sorry, it's completely left my mind, but what can't animals do now? And next we have Unshkins the cat. This cat is actually really weirdly named. This formidable cat attempted to save his disabled owner from a run-by robbery in 2007. Peter Choice from Los Angeles is wheelchair-bound because of problems with his spine. Choice was working on his laptop outside the neighbor's driveway with Unskins by his side. Two men driving by in a white car stopped and attempted to rob Choice, with one of the men punching him in the face and grabbing his laptop. Who would punch a disabled man? At this point, Unskins flew at the criminal, scratching and clawing at his face, enabling Choice the opportunity to punch the man's larynx. Sorry, I don't know what this is. Fortunately, the laptop was smashed during the struggle. At number 8, we have Belle, the dog. At number 8, who made headlines in Florida in 2006, thanks to her making a phone call to save her owner's life. Kevin Weaver has diabetes and is prone to seizures, and Belle had been trained to summon help in such circumstances. When Weaver's blood sugar dropped dangerously, Belle bit down on the number 9 button on Weaver's cell phone, contacting 911. There seems to be no end to Belle's talents. She can also tell if Weaver's sugar is low from licking him and pause him to make sure he takes his own reading of his blood sugar levels to be on the safe side. So there's now a dog who can basically take a phone call. When will that end, this stuff? Number 7, we have Tara the cat. Tara made headlines earlier this year when she saved a child from being mauled by a vicious dog in California. The little boy, Jeremy, I'm going to say this wrong, Trintafilo, was playing on his tricycle in his family's driveway when a neighbor's dog ran up and bit him on the leg, dragging him to the ground. Tara ran at the dog, chasing him off and down the street, away from the toddler. Tara's heroic input was captured on the family's CCTV. I thought it was camera. Oh, it is camera. Sorry. Which Jeremy's father later put up on YouTube, where it went viral. Haven't already watched it? Definitely do. Tara threw herself at the dog and forced it to loosen its grip on the boy before chasing it away. Wow. Another amazing story. Wow. So, we all want number 6. So, let's get straight into number 6. And here we have Roselle the dog. A truly heroic Labrador. Roselle was a guide dog who saved her owner. I'm sure many of you had heard this story. And numerous other businessmen when they became trapped on the 78th floor of the North Tower of the Twin Towers during their collapse on September 11, 2001. While everyone around him panicked, owner Michael Hinkson, blind since birth, was kept calm by his guide dog Roselle, who led him down the staircase off the collapsing building. As they descended the stairs, they gathered more and more panicked people, who ultimately followed the Labrador to safety. The descent took an hour. Well, I've heard the story, and unfortunately I do know Roselle has died and he has a new dog, which is sad. So, yeah, if you feel bad for Roselle, definitely put Roselle in the comments, say something about him, because I'm not sure about the other animals if they've died or not, but yeah, Roselle has died. So, we're halfway through our list, and we now have, at number 5, a pod of dolphins. This entry on our list is proof that animals don't have to be owned by a person in order to save a human life. A fisherman off the coast of Puerto Princesa City in the Philippines capsized while out at sea in December 2008 and was saved by a pod of dolphins. When Ronnie Dabble's boat overturned, he was left treading freezing water for hours, with only a styrofoam board to lean on. Wow, sounds cold. Just as Dabble was on the verge of losing consciousness, a pod of about 30 dolphins appeared towards the shore. Dabble thought understandably that this was a hallucination, but returned to full consciousness on a local beach at dawn following day thanks to the dolphins. Wow. That really does show animals don't need an owner to be as kind as or kinder than humans. So yeah, that is actually a great story. And here we have another similar one. We have Mila, the whale. Another water-based rescue is what Yang Yun, yes, Chinese, I think, whose life was saved by Mila, the beluga whale. Yang was competing for a job at Polar Land Aquarium in Harbin, China. What did I tell you? In 2009, when she ran out of breath during her dive into icy water, and she was prevented from resurfacing due to cramps in her legs. Yang began to sink, and in her distress was sensed by Mila, who gripped the diver by the leg and pushed her to the surface. Firstly, I want to say sorry about how I couldn't quite find my words. Very sorry about that, but this is another excellent story, and I'm sure you guys really agree with it as well. And yeah, sounds amazing. At number 3, we're getting near the end. We have Katrina, the dog. Another dog who came to the force during a catastrophic is at number 2. In 2005, during the horrific disaster that was Hurricane Katrina, the appropriately named, named Black Labrador, Katrina proved herself a heroine in her rescue of a drowning man. While search and rescue helicopters and boats were on the lookout for people and animals alike to save, Katrina willingly risked her life, pulling an overlooked man from rising water. The man later said that the dog pulled him to the higher ground, thus preventing him from drowning. After the man's story was broadcasted on TV, a team returned to look for the dog and successfully rescued her. This is a nice story. Wow. So, a dog saved someone's life, and yeah, he's grateful, and they find the dog. I'm so happy they found the dog, though. Wow, it would have been sad if they hadn't. So then we're one away now. We are at the number 2 spot, which is Binti Jua. I think I've heard this one about the gorilla. Saved the life of a 3-year-old boy who fell into the ape pit in Brooklyn Zoo in 1996. I've heard this. The child got away from his mother and somehow climbed over a barrier and fell more than 20 feet into an ape pit, knocking himself unconscious. Binti Jua, a female gorilla, then 8 years old, picked up the child gently and carried him through the pit to hand him over to the zookeepers, shielding him from the other gorillas. The child was taken to hospital, where he made a full recovery. I don't think I've heard this exact one, but I've heard of gorillas doing this. But what is really... Sure, first off, I have to say, yeah, quite stupid by not only the child, but his mother for letting him escape. Also, this also shows an animal does not have to be owned. Even though he was in a zoo, he could have straight away just killed that boy. And they probably knew the other gorillas would do that, so that's why just hid it. So we have arrived at the number 1 spot, and I hope you enjoy. But yeah, this is Kabang the dog, and judging by this picture, Kabang doesn't have a top muzzle. Shame. I already feel bad for him. In December 2011, in the southern Philippines, 2 little girls were playing on the street when a motorcycle appeared, speeding towards them. The girls were directly in harm's way, until Kabang, the family pet of one of the 2 girls, leapt into action, jumping in front of the motorcycle to save the children's lives. The poor little puppy lost half of its face in the process, and he spent several months in the US undergoing reconstructive surgery to his face before receiving a hero's welcome upon his return to the Philippines in 2013. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I hope you all learned that animals aren't just savages. And for all of you who don't like animals, or if you like animals but you think they're only for pets, they're not. They could save your life one day. And I think every single story was every bit as amazing. And I'm so sorry. I will figure this out sometime. But maybe you could help. Give me some tips on how to add pictures so you can enjoy the videos even more. Yeah, I'm on iPad, on Samsung devices, so if you just would like to tell me, I would be open ears. So that has been a great episode, and yeah, don't be sure to leave a like or subscribe, and bye guys, and see you next time.